We're back. Let's get comfortable.
We're back.
This is we're winding up near the end of the show. We had a few call-ins.
We're doing a lot better keeping on track.
We are. I think we went a little off track with the whole debate, which I lost on how to say certain words. We had a great segment with John Schwabe, and I think now we're here near the part where we just say, Jim, I got 3 questions for you.
3 questions. So let me throw this one at you real quick.
I'm ready.
I got a couple written down here. Pat, do you like relish? And why is it even called relish?
That's a fantastic question, Jim, and thank you for asking.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I don't dislike relish, but I don't put it on anything. I guess I put it on, like in tuna salad.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I mean, that's the most common, I would imagine.
If it's on a hot dog, it's not like...
I'm not going to scrape it off.
Right. It's like, oh, there's relish on this, whatever. It's kind of like mustard on a burger. I wouldn't ever put it on myself, but if it's there, I'll eat it.
Yeah. Tell you what, and I just thought of this.
Go ahead.
Steak and Shake. My mom and my Aunt Ellen love specifically the relish at Steak and Shake on a Steak and Shake burger. I don't know why. It's like they have this thing where it's like, oh, I got to get a Steak and Shake burger. The relish. I don't know.
I would never
And
put it.
it's fucking good.
No, I'm sure it is. I'll go to Steak and Shake and try it. I would never put it on a burger though. Again, on my own.
Right.
So,
But if I handed you a burger and said, hey, I got an extra burger left over here from Steak and Shake, you would just munch right into it.
yeah, and if you were like, oh, I put relish on that, I'd probably be like, I noticed.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you. Great. It's actually synonymous with pickles on a burger, or pickles in general. I mean, I will eat a pickle.
Right.
I won't go out of my way to put it on something. In fact, I love eating pickles plain, but not on a burger too.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
So sometimes on a burger, I can dig it, but I am a big fan of just pickles on the side.
Yeah.
Love pickles.
Fried pickles,
Any pickle.
smooth ranch.
Literally any type of pickle.
Anyways, so that's
But relish. Why do you think it's called relish?
I actually know back in 1837
Oh.
when the Germans came over on an old wooden ship.
The Germans.
The Germans. Eizenflöge de Relish is a phrase in German that means vinegar, or put the cucumber in vinegar.
Oh, I thought it was lotion your balls with relish. That's what I thought it said.
It actually can also mean that too.
Okay.
I would call Caleb, but we don't have time. And so that's why it's called relish.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Good. Well,
So
That
there
was
you go.
my question.
I mean, thank you for asking.
absolutely.
We'll stay on food. My question for you: we had this phenomenal pork steak tonight. Really simple yet really complex question. What is your go-to type of barbecue? I want to know the meat. I want to know how it's prepared, and then the part C of that would be if you have a restaurant that replicates what you're talking about. If you weren't going to be cooking this yourself, who would that be?
Let me specify. You're talking about, and first of all, Pat, thank you for the question.
You're welcome.
At home barbecue, like on a grill, or are we talking like barbecue smokehouse, like you're going to get some barbecue?
Okay, thank you for clarifying. That was kind of the part C of it. Like, I'm assuming you're making this at home, what we're talking.
Oh,
but then
okay.
if you had like a go-to, like, but I don't make this, but this is where I go to get this.
Got it.
Like, I would never pretend I can make phenomenal ribs, but I know places I would go to get them.
Sure.
Proceed.
I know this is uninteresting, but I gotta say that pork steak that you just ate tonight, that's my go-to. That's my number one claim to fame when I'm grilling. I mean, I would like to say that anyone can cook brats and burgers and dogs on the grill. You can totally burn and or undercook, dogs, burgers, brats. But I think I got this pork steak recipe down to a science, and it's pretty good.
I would second that. And pork steak, as I mentioned before, not the easiest thing to cook.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you can get away with, I burned the hot dogs or I burned the brats, because some people really like them that way. Burnt burgers, well, you're just an idiot. But
Yeah.
but pork steak, pork in general is a tough meat. It's drier. It's less flavorful. You got to work to earn it, and you earned it tonight.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, so on to your barbecue from an actual place. Man, good question. And I would have to say I went through a really long phase of pulled pork, 100%, no doubt about it, had to be pulled pork. Then I was like, brisket? Brisket is insane. It's so good.
Another difficult meat to make, too.
Right. And now, currently in my life, I am probably because I was like, you can get turkey and chicken anywhere. But holy shit, if you get some smoked chicken or turkey from an actual barbecue place, dear Lord, it is good.
Another example of a white meat that if you do right, the reward.
Oh my God.
The reward.
Holy shit. And a lot of the M word that most ladies do not like, but so moist. Oh.
It just melts in your mouth.
I mean,
and that smoky flavor. Because everyone's so used to having chicken and turkey.
Yeah.
You don't have brisket unless it's usually smoked.
You're right.
You don't have pulled pork unless it's usually smoked. Probably if ever. You don't have ribs unless
You're
they're
right.
barbecue or smoked. But chicken, turkey, you have it on a sandwich, you have it for dinner, you put it in the oven, yada, yada,
Exactly.
yada. But then you eat it when it's smoked and you're like, I need to get more of this shit. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Well said.
What's yours?
Well,
And by the way, I'm a big fan of Bogart's down in Soulard.
okay, yeah.
I'm going to 100% admit this to you right to your face. I've never been to Pappy's.
You dirty dog.
I know.
Well,
A lot of
someday
people have-
when we do a podcast down there, you're going to have the best ribs of your life.
I've heard. My brother's a big ribs guy. He says that also.
They're very, very good. I've only had them once. I've only had Bogart's once. And I very much enjoy both experiences. I've had Sugar Fire several times.
Sugar Fire's so good, too. Oh.
But I think my go-to, and I hear you on the merry-go-round of meats, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I'd still say if I was going to one of those fine establishments, either any of them, if I'm going to a new place, I'm getting pulled pork. Unless I talk to the person at the counter or if there's a waiter and I'm like if you go to Pappy's for the first time, what's your go-to? They say ribs. And if somebody says, oh, no, this is our world famous X.
Oh, yeah.
Then, I mean,
You gotta try it,
Shit,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, any of them are going to be good.
Speaking of just a quick side note on that, to your point there.
Yeah.
My parents last night, what should I get over at the Slider House? I said, Mom,
Get sliders.
the Bay of Pigs is life-changing. You must get the Bay of Pigs. It's phenomenal.
So
She
good.
said, okay, done. I have to try the Bay of Pigs.
And what does she think?
Incredible.
Loved it.
Bay of Pigs over at our sponsor right here on Let's Get Comfortable, the Slider House.
Manchester at McKnight. Go see them. Great food, great drinks.
Absolutely.
Great
Slide
television.
on. Slide on. Anyway.
Slide on.
Great question. Let me. I would also like to add on to that question, because generally you go to these barbecue places. We were talking about sauces at the Slider House.
Yes, we were.
And you always get the trio over sauces. We both love tons of condiments to be able to dip in.
Oh, man.
And generally, when you go to a barbecue place, they have like 5 to 12 different sauces. Mm-hmm. What's your go-to?
All of them to start, and then narrow it down. But usually, what I like to do is find a combo. Like, you're going to get your sweet barbecue, you're going to get your spicy, and then you're going to have some other thing. The white sauce, which is literally just known as the white sauce.
Yeah.
At
yeah.
Sugar Fire, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. It's like some Chipotle mayonnaise barbecue hybrid. It's phenomenal.
I literally do the exact same thing.
You narrow
that
it
do.
down.
I get a sweet, or maybe even a sweet heat, and then I do a spicy, and then I do a wild card, which is generally that white sauce.
Right, right. And this was, by the way, since we're doing this segue, this is also my second question. This was part of my second question. Too.
Yeah, hit me with it.
So we're already on it, but your go-to sauce in general would be
All condiments?
all condiments.
Wow.
And this is just appropriate because we're still talking food.
Oh boy.
You know what mine is? I think
Yours
I think
is definitely just a classic ranch.
classic restaurant ranch,
Yeah, restaurant ranch.
not
yes.
the bullshit at the grocery stores.
Man, that's tough. First of all, Pat, hey, thanks for the question.
Excuse me, you're welcome.
Man, is this more along the lines of if you could have any sauce, you get one sauce. This includes ketchup, barbecue, mayonnaise, mustard,
It's a complex question, so
it is,
I will
sure
make it a little
is.
bit easier for you.
Hot sauce.
I'll make it easier for you. You can pick 3 sauces, all right, your top 3, and you can categorize them based on the type of meal. Because, I mean, ranch for me will go with, like, barbecue, but I'm not going to not have
Ranch
barbecue
can go
sauce.
with me with anything.
Almost anywhere.
Yeah. I feel like that's more of a like our generation too. Like,
Yeah.
my parents are like, you're dipping your pizza, your frozen pizza in ranch.
Because they
what
were the
are you doing?
They're the
And I'm
Miracle
like,
Whip generation.
It's insane.
They don't know.
You
They don't
ever-
know what they're missing.
An underrated sauce, or maybe I think it gets enough credit nowadays, but whenever I make a frozen pizza, I crush ranch and sriracha mixed together.
Sriracha is a huge up and comer.
So good.
I
So good.
I was with a friend. I'll leave him unnamed because it's an embarrassing story, slightly.
Okay.
He had so much sriracha one night. We were out late. Went to Quick Trip. He got himself a sandwich. Decided his sandwich would go with sriracha. He dunked his sandwich so much in the sriracha.
No.
He had something he described only as the fiery death all day the next day.
Oh, God.
That's the only risk you have with any spice, but
It's like the day after you go to a ball game and you get nachos with
Yep.
tons of jalapenos.
Yep.
Your day is ruined the next
Yep.
day. Fiery poops.
do you remember the Angry Whopper?
I did not try it.
Have we had this conversation?
No.
In college,
Did you eat it?
I used to go get the Angry Whopper
Oh, my God.
because at
Pat.
Burger King there was a one right by my house, and there was always an Angry Whopper. So I'll get the Angry Whopper.
Oh, my God.
And the first few times I had it, I was like, "There's nothing angry about this Whopper. It doesn't. There's nothing hot about it."
Right.
The next day, it was an angry revenge.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So
That's got to be what they mean.
that has to be. So, anyways, enough with our fiery shits. Let's go back to condiments.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I gotta go. I would have to say ranch, sriracha, and man, is cheese sauce?
Yes.
Does
Yes.
that play?
Yes. Any sauce.
Nacho cheese sauce, 100%.
So no ketchup, no barbecue.
I wouldn't, because I can substitute all those other things. Ketchup's great. I love ketchup.
Me too.
You know what? To quote our good buddy Nick Aiello, when he was in culinary school, he used to go to these different places, and they would say, "Sir, what is your favorite pairing, of foods? What 2 foods or sauces or whatever you're gonna put together?" And Nick said that he loved telling people French fries and ketchup.
Amen.
I mean,
It,
when you think about it,
you don't need to
what a phenomenal answer.
you don't need to complicate it.
Yeah. Why complicated is right.
You could say pizza and ranch, and they'd be like, "Oh, and describe to me how these flavors blend." It's like,
Right.
they just taste good together.
Yeah.
End
of story.
Don't complicate
Quit
it.
fucking around.
Just go eat it.
Nice.
So, all right, good
I
answer.
like that
Thank
one.
you. Thanks for segueing well into that question.
Absolutely.
So those actually, I think, did I do all 3? No, I got one more. But I think it's your turn.
So,
Sal is, by the way,
Sally,
on the computer.
literally on the computer, it's making me nervous. She's going to fuck something
She's
up.
going to like turn off the entire podcast.
Unbelievable.
She's going after these bottle caps.
She loves the caps. Leave them on your thing. Don't let her steal them.
But she tries to.
I know, yeah. She goes with the... Unbelievable.
All right, I got him in my hand.
So, I got a question for you, non-food related. Everyone's like, thank God, fat ass. You ask all these goddamn food questions.
Pretty much.
Do you answer random phone calls on your cell phone that are not in your phone? Random numbers. You get a random call. You don't have the number saved in your phone. Do you answer it?
Jim, thank you very much for the question.
Of course.
I have a 4-word answer for you. Only if it's delivery.
Wow.
I mean, that's kind of 5. It's a contraction with it's, but you know what I mean.
It's
Only if it's.
yeah, that plays.
No, I don't.
That's interesting.
I don't, because I mean, even during the workday, we live in an era where everybody can get your cell phone and solicit you for anything. I know it. I'm a fundraiser. People don't answer their phone anytime you call.
Oh yeah.
And usually when I call them, they're like, "Oh crap." So, no, I don't. And I figure this: if you want to get a hold of me and it's that important,
Leave a message.
message. Send me a text message. Send me an email.
Yeah.
That's definitely a generational thing, because I work with people who aren't from our generation and they're just much more comfortable calling people. I know from experience that people in our generation just tend to answer texts or emails better.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, oh, you left me a voicemail. Like, oh, that's going to be like, that's a 60-second nuisance out of my day. I got to like press the button. I got to hit the play. I got to listen. Then I have to remember your phone number if it's not the same one that you called me on, because you have a different way to get a hold of. And usually within 3 seconds, I know what you're calling about. And no, I'm not going to pay for your credit card company or whatever bullshit, that you're trying to sell me.
Now, let me interject. This is good because we finally have a question that we disagree on. First of all, what's the beef with the voicemails? Why is everybody beefing with, oh my God, who leaves a voicemail? What, so you got to click a fucking button and listen to a message?
What?
For me, it's like, ooh, it's a nice surprise. They left me a voicemail. I wonder what it says. I wonder what it says. I get excited, and I can't wait to listen to the voicemail. So I would prefer a voicemail.
I love listening to voicemails from people I know. Otherwise, I'm like, what's this? So now, by the way, it's not just delivery. If I don't know what it's about, I think I hear where you're at. The anticipation for me, though, sometimes can be exciting, and other times it's aggravating. Like, like what now?
Yeah.
Maybe it's from work voicemails. I get the same mentality. I shouldn't think the same way on my cell phone. There is definitely a part of intrigue. Don't get me wrong.
I will never understand that.
I'm also a humongous hypocrite, because I will try to leave a 20-second. I'll look at a voicemail and be like, it's 47 seconds long. It's gonna take fucking forever. I guarantee we'll leave over a minute every time. I will try. Hey, Jim, it's Pat. Want to see, what time we're going to be doing the podcast this weekend,
Right.
By the way, I was just driving down the street, and all of a sudden, 4 minutes later, I'm done.
Right.
So I'm a hypocrite. I know that. I just prefer to be contacted through other means. Because this wasn't really about voicemails. This is about when you answer a random call.
Correct.
So I'll throw it back to you in that regard.
And, like, for instance, I'm glad you said that about, like, it must be our generation thing. We prefer email or to text or whatever. Dude, Colleen hates when I call her on the phone. She wants to text. Why am I not texting? Because she thinks that whenever I call, I'm like, what's up? And she's like, nothing.
What do you want to talk about?
What's up with you?
You want to sing me a song?
Nothing.
Right.
Just seeing how you are. I'm fine. Well, it's like she thinks it's too much dead air on the phone.
Oh, no.
I guess I get that. But fuck, I want to talk on the phone. I want to hear your voice. How many times has a argument been started because someone misunderstood or misread the text that you were trying to say?
No, that is true.
And I hate that.
That is true. But we are talking specifically, if I recall from the question, random phone calls, right?
Correct.
Did you mean a random phone number?
Yeah,
Okay,
random phone number that you don't know.
But somebody I know, unless I'm occupied with something, I'll answer and I totally enjoy it. If it's a random person, if I'm working and I'm thinking it could be something work related, I'll answer. I'll tell you what, if it's not a St. Louis area code and I don't recognize it, I'm not answering it.
So, I also got a beef with some people not too long ago about this. Because in my opinion, you ever get this text? Hey, you guys mind checking and seeing if you got this number in your phone? It just called me and I don't have it. I want to see who it is. Fucking call it back. Who cares if they're like, hey, it's Jim, or oh, hey, Mr. Button, blah, blah, blah. Click. I just hang up the phone. Who is this? Oh, it's your student loan forgiveness. Hang up the phone.
Right.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? Hang up the phone.
Because it was...
Answer it, and they're like, this is a collect call from... hang up the phone.
Right.
I mean, that's the glory of the end call button.
I don't disagree with you there. You're right. I don't disagree with you there. I mean, I've never done that. What you're referring to, asking somebody, you know this number that just called me? No, because I figure if they want to contact me and I miss them, they'll leave a voicemail. Or you can call them back. You're right. So phones are a fickle thing. We're in a generation where it's so easy to live behind a screen that literally the thought of eye-to-eye contact or voice-to-voice contact terrifies some people. Because it's so easy to say what you want when you just have to type a few buttons and press send.
Right. I totally get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I don't know.
it's a generational thing.
I'll tell you what, would you mind toss me over one of those mic hard?
I love to get you hard with the mics.
And then I will find you maybe my last question here.
Ooh, get that on the koozie. She's sweating a little bit.
Oh.
How about you put it on that nice Slider House koozie?
Make sure you slide on in.
Get yourself the Nashville Hot. Actually,
Get the ballpark.
get the ballpark, get the Nashville Hot, or the Southern Comfort with sriracha honey sauce. So good.
Or like I said, Bay of Pigs.
Get all 4 of those. And then get the trio of sauces too with the ranch.
Tease. Okay. I think I got one more up my sleeve here.
I'm ready. Drum roll.
Give me one more. Give me one more. Do you like... This is a two-parter. Do you like deviled eggs? And if you do, have you ever had a deviled egg sandwich?
Like an egg salad sandwich. I mean, right? Because a deviled egg is essentially kind of like there's mayonnaise and stuff in the middle, and then are you saying you mash it up like egg salad, or do you just?
Do you like deviled eggs? And have you ever had a deviled egg sandwich?
Well, first off, thank you for the question.
Oh, of
Jim.
course, yes.
And I love deviled eggs. Love 'em.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we can agree on something with eggs.
I love deviled
We
eggs.
can agree on something with eggs.
So good.
This is a great feeling.
Deviled eggs, including the relish that we were talking about.
Oh,
earlier.
absolutely. They put a little chili pepper or paprika on it.
Yeah.
I think that deviled eggs. I've not had a deviled egg sandwich. I would imagine if you took them and you smashed them up because of the relish and whatnot too. Because relish is an egg salad, or it can be.
Yeah.
Can be. I think it's pretty similar, just a different consistency. But simple answer for me: yes, love deviled eggs. Not had the sandwich. Would love to try it. I have not had the sandwich because usually if there's deviled eggs in front of me, it's like I'm going to eat as many of these as quickly as I possibly can, because you only ever get them as an appetizer in a really social setting, and they're guaranteed to be gone pretty quickly
So,
because they're complicated to make. I'll throw it back to you.
I had never heard of a deviled egg sandwich. And for the record, I love deviled eggs. And my old job, I was the youngest there by at least 20 years. And there was an older gentleman that always just loved food. Everything he did was just, and we ate here, and we ate here. They had this food. Oh, you're going over here. You got to try this food. Just food fanatic. And
Good man.
oh, yeah. And one day, he brought in a baggie that had 4 deviled eggs in them. I was like, nice, Tom. Got some deviled eggs today. Those look awesome, blah, blah. And they weren't like your regular deviled egg. They were, to me, they looked like they were the large, probably the brown, like organic eggs.
Yeah.
Because he let me have one.
Oh.
Previously.
Jumbo egg.
And they weren't
yeah.
just like a regular deviled egg. It was different. Anyway. So, come lunchtime, here comes Tom, gets up, goes in to make his lunch, pulls out 2 large pieces of wheat bread, throws them in the toaster, busts it out, gets a little mayo mustard mixture on the bread, like
Fantastic mixture.
just like mixes them together, both sides, pulls out the 4 deviled eggs, sets them side by side on the sandwich, smashes the other side of the wheat toast on top, and just goes to Pound Town.
Oh my God.
And I was like, that is a genius idea. And he was like, never had a deviled egg sandwich? I'm like, no. And he was like, oh, Patty and I do this all the time. These are delicious. I'm like, oh my God. Incredible.
Deviled eggs are so complicated to make.
Not really.
They're not?
Why do you think they're complicated?
We have to hard boil the eggs,
Sure.
right? And then you got to scoop everything out, and then you got to like.
So to your point, yeah, okay, I mean, they might be a little complicated, but instead of saying complicated, I would just say a little bit time consuming.
That's complicated for me, but
You boil the eggs, you cut them in half, you scoop the bullshit out into a bowl. All it is, really, mayo, relish, mustard, probably a little bit of maybe cayenne pepper or something. And then after that, it's kind of like you can really dally doozle. I don't know what the fucking word is, but mix it up however you want. I like to do like jalapeno relish.
Oh, yes. Little spice on there would be good.
Oh yeah, maybe a little squirt sriracha.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
And I would even venture, I haven't tried it, but I would venture to dip that in ranch. I probably would try it. I mean, the mayonnaise might already get it done, but we've had our mayonnaise conversation.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise, not Miracle Whip. And I'll tell you what. They're beautiful looking things when they're done. You're right. I take that back. They're not they're not complicated. They're a little bit more time consuming. I think in Tom's circumstance, though, if I'm going to smash them on a sandwich and eat them, then when I'm done hard boiling them, I'm just going to smash it all in a bowl as egg salad. Because at the end of the day, that's all it's going to really be. You can do the exact same thing, just the presentation won't be as nice. So I really hope for Tom and his lovely spouse, they were using them for something beyond just a sandwich. There was some presentation component to it.
And that's the way that I like to think of it. As Tom probably sat there and he was getting ready to make his lunch, and he thought, well, I got 4 deviled eggs here. I could just eat those and I wouldn't be that full. But if I made that into a sandwich,
right, some bread in there,
yeah,
and it's a mental thing too. I mean, because if I said, Jim, I'll give you 4 deviled eggs, you're like, well, that sounds like a nice snack.
Yeah.
I said, I'll give you 4 deviled eggs and 2 pieces of bread. You're like, okay, so now I have some toast with it. If I said, but I'll put them together as a sandwich, you'd be like,
I just ate a sandwich.
I feel better.
Yes.
Food's weird like that.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's kind of like barbecue. If I'm just eating like just the meat, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just eating some meat.
Right.
But then you throw it on a sandwich and you're like, fuck, I'm full.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
food is interesting.
Yeah.
This has been interesting.
It's been great.
I think
I think that's where we leave off, right?
we had a good show. I think it came full circle. We're talking about barbecue again.
Yep.
Pork steaks, unisex, Robbie says, deviled eggs,
Amen.
and the St. Louis Blues.
Go Blues.
They'll be playing the folks in May.
Hopefully, by next Friday, when we hopefully get to do a show,
Yep.
we will be up 3-1.
I would hope so, because there's not a game next Friday.
Perfect opportunity for us to get right back on the mics.
Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. We win these next 3 games, would be like, we're back
Nice.
and we're up.
All right.
Life's good, baby.
Sounds good. Well, I'm going to have something to talk about because I'll be at Monday Night Raw here in St. Louis on Monday.
I apologize.
Hey, that's okay. We'll save it for next time. I'll get to share my experience.
Good, because I still have so many questions, and Jim, I genuinely apologize. We had this slate to talk about, and I just fell off the radar.
The people have spoken. They can do no more than an hour of Let's Get Comfortable.
And we are well over that hour.
Okay.
The
So,
people.
for Patty Moe,
And Jimmy B,
this is Let's Get Comfortable.
the real men of genius.